right, everybody, if you are able to or you want to, grab a seat. I think we're going to get started. Welcome to Open Mic Night here at Great River Arts. My name is Sam. I'm the program support specialist. We'll go through all the fun stuff in between set changes. We've got lots of music happening tonight, so I'm sure you guys will be super entertained. We're going to start off with Carrie, and then we're going to move into Elijah, and then we'll have Jonathan. Okay, so that's the first three. We do have some openings on the list, so if you get the courage and you want to get up here, just let me know. We can add you in towards the end.
First one is a little one by the band called Houndmouth. This one's called Sedona. Sedona Arabelle. Well, John Ford said, won't you hop on in a stagecoach, baby, gonna take you for a spin, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Hey, little Hollywood, you're gone, but you never forgot. You got the cash, but your credit's no good. You flipped the script, you shot the plot, and I remember when the neon used to burn so bright and pink. The Saturday night, kinda pink. The Blacklist and its host. Came down so swift, and you drove into the coast. We're going to California, but we're all out of work. I guess that's better than a grave and a hearse. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, little Hollywood, you're gone, but you not forgot. You got the cash, but your credit's no good. You flipped the script, you shot the plot, and I remember when the neon used to burn so bright and pink. The Saturday night, kinda pink. There'll be devils in their rush. And the duct tape makes you hush. Hey there, Sedona, let me cut you a deal. I'm a little hungover and I'm bound to steal your soul. Oh, hey, little Hollywood, you're gone, but you not forgot. You got the cash, but your credit's no good. You flipped the script, you shot the plot, and I remember when the neon used to burn so bright and pink. The Saturday night, kind of pink. Thank you. Yes, sir. This one's by the Lumineers. This is called Cleopatra. I encourage you to clap along. It's a fun one. I was Cleopatra. I was young and an actress when you knelt by my mattress and gave me your hand. But I was sad. You asked it as I laid in the black dress, but my father in a casket. I had no plans. Oh yeah. And I the footprints in the mud-stained carpet had it hard like my heart. You left town, but I must admit it, that I'd marry you in an instant. Tell me, wife, I'd be your mistress, to have you around. But I was late for this, late for that, late for the love of my life. I'll die low, when I die I'll be on time. While the church discouraged and he lost that burn within me. Yes, my flesh, it was my currency, I held true. So I drive a taxi, the traffic distracts me from the strangers in my backseat. They remind me of you. I was late for this, late for that, late for the love of my life. When I die alone, when I die alone, when I die I'll be on time. And the only gifts from my Lord was a birth and a divorce. But I read the script and the costume fits, so I played my part. I was Cleopatra, I was lower than the rafters, but that's all in the past now, gone with the wind. Now church and white shoes, give you to my own guest room. It's a bed and a bathroom and a place for the end. But I won't be late for this, late for that, late for the love of my life. When I die alone, when I die alone, when I die I'll be on time. Oh no, oh no. Thank you. All right, this next one was a massive undertaking, and I had no idea how much it would cost as far as hours go. But you know what they say about open mic night? If your song is 100%, you're doing it wrong. Well, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composed it. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, she hung your lips and down the light. And from the lips she drew you, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor, you know. I used to live alone before I knew ya. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Hallelujah. Path we drew is hallelujah. 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 Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. It's not a cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Thank you. That's all I got. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go to a football game. Everyone else is performing. Good luck. Thank you all for coming out.
Okay, so up next we've got Elijah, and then Jonathan, and then Jesse. Okay?
I have just two songs. The first one is Trees by 21 Pilots. Can I know where you stand silent in the trees to speak, where I happen to be, silent in the trees, standing cowardly. I can feel your breath, I can feel my death. I want to know you, I want to see, I want to say hello. Hello. My second one I just learned a couple days ago, so it's not exactly perfect, and neither are the lyrics, because I don't really remember all of them. But it is My Hero by Foo Fighters. Too long been now to talk about. Take your pictures down and shake it out. Truth or consequence, say it all loud. Use that evidence, race it around. There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero, he's ordinary. Don't the best of them bleed it out, while the rest of them bleed it out. Truth or consequence, say it aloud. Use that evidence, race it around. There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero, he's ordinary. Kudos my hero, leaving all the best. Who knows my hero, the one that's on. There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero, he's ordinary. There goes my hero, watch him as he goes. There goes my hero, he's ordinary. Thank you.
Jonathan is up next, so I'm going to make it really tall for him. All right, so let's hear it again for Elijah. That was really great. We love when new people come in and perform, so that's super great. Just a reminder, make sure you check out the art exhibit on the wall. It comes down on Saturday. It's called Superior, and it's by technically four artists from the Brainerd Lakes area. So make sure you give that a look. We really have appreciated having them here. It's all different scenes from Lake Superior. So next up, we're going to have Jonathan, and then Jesse, and then Riley and Michaela if she's still here. All right? So let's welcome Jonathan to the stage.
Thanks, Sam. And everyone. And let's give it up again for the past two people because it's been amazing. I know, I'm terrible with this microphone. Yes, maybe. Here I am. Oh, thanks. Crickets, crickets, crickets. Yeah. That's my Shaggy Dog poem. Thank you. This next one is a haiku. That's by Anselm Hollow. Follow that airplane. Of course I'm high. This is an emergency. Another very random poem. All right. The next one is a poem. I had a poetry mentorship back in high school when I lived here for real. And I studied with a poet named Edith Rylander who lives out in Grey Eagle in a cabin with some land and pigs, and she writes great poems. But unfortunately, Anyway, she gave me this poem by Robert Creeley. It's called Jack's Blues. I'm gonna roll up a monkey and smoke it. Put an elephant in the pot. I'm going out and never come back. What's better than that? Lying on your back, flat on your back with your eyes to the view. Oh, the view is blue. I saw that too. Yesterday, and you, red eyes and blue, funked. I'm gonna roll up a rug and smoke it, put the car in the garage, and I'm gone, like a sad old candle. And then here's a poem by Edith Rylander, my mentor. I don't know if she's published it, so I'm a little embarrassed to read this now that I'm thinking about it. But I don't think she's opposed. Hero time. Always I have loved stories in which the hero heads out alone into open ocean or takes the path of danger into uncharted forest, into mountains where dragons have been seen. A traveler, armed only with a trusty sword, and maybe one true companion. In these stories, the travelers are lost, are mourned, and then return, bearing some treasure, gold, or many years' peace. Even, in some versions, the secret of eternal life. And I loved those mornings when we rolled out of bed in the dark, climbed our hill under stars, scrambled into the packed car, where the maps would be in the door pocket and the cooler of trip food handy, and we would hit the road toward another adventure, my true companion at the wheel, while I watched the roadside dark for the flare of animal eyes. Now it becomes clear not all journeys are returned from. Unlikely now more sudden islands on the far horizon, unlikely the loom of mountains, the possibility of soaring wings. Now the traveler may send back, at best, a smudged, inaccurate map, up to the border and then no more, up to the border of that place to which nobody really wants to go. And the adventures end in anonymous spaces with outdated magazines. Says the brisk cardiologist, "We need this test to see if your heart is crap." Doctor, I say, hoping it will be true. I have been rehearsing for this journey all of my days, preparing, though I did not know it. Doctor, I say, whatever the test says, my heart is steel. Okay. So I am changing the order a little bit. Inconsistency. Here's one by Pablo Neruda. And I think it's my last one, so thanks for listening to me. Autumn Testament. From having been born so often, I have salty experience. Like creatures of the sea, with a passion for stars and an earthy destination. And so I move, without knowing, to which world I'll be returning, or if I'll go on living. While things are settling down, here I've left my testament, my shifting extravaganza. So whoever goes on reading it will never take in anything except the constant moving of a clear and bewildered man. A man rainy and happy, lively and autumn-minded. And now I'm going behind this page, but not disappearing. I'll dive into clear air like a swimmer in the sky, and then get back to growing till one day I'm so small that the wind will take me away, and I won't know my own name, and I won't be there when I wake. Then I will sing in the silence. Thank you.
All right, so let's hear it for Jonathan. He always brings interesting stuff for us to listen to. Okay, so up next we've got Jesse, and then Riley, and then Michaela. And we do have some openings, so if you're feeling brave, you can join us.
In the face of change, that's when she turned to me and said, I'm not sure anymore. And there, amidst the waves and the cloudless skies that blanket the year before, watched my life wash ashore. Have you ever been a part of something that you thought would never end? And then, of course, it did. Have you ever felt the weight inside you, pulling away inside your skin? And then something had to give. And now the lines are drawing. Is this feeling gone? The best parts of this have come and gone. And now that is all this is. And with the reasons clear, we'll spend another year without direction, full of fear. And now things will be different. Nothing simple when it comes to you and I. Always something in this ever-changing life, and it probably always will. Now that time is getting harder to come by, same arguments are always on our minds. Kill this slowly fading light. And now the lines are drawn. Is this feeling gone? The best parts of this have come and gone. And now that is all that is. And with the reasons clear, we'll spend another year without direction, full of fear. And now things will be different. And now something has kept me here too long, and you can leave me if I'm already gone. And now something has kept me here too long, and you can leave me if I'm already gone. And now something has kept me here too long, and you can't leave me if I'm already gone. This says that something has kept me here too long, and you can't leave me if I'm already gone. We make the same mistakes, we're always hanging on. Make the promises, we're always leaning on. All this time spent waking up. I keep this line open to get this call from you. Speak the words that keep me coming back to you. Now this time it's all different. And now something has kept me here too long, and now I'm gone. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta get down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss. How did it end up like this? It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab and he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick. and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me. It's taking control. Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, turning through sick lullabies, joking on your alibis. Guess that's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. I'll open up my eager eyes, 'cause I'm Mr. Brightside. I'm coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta get down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss, and now I'm falling asleep, and she's calling a cab, and he's having a smoke, and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed, and the stomach is sick, and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now let me go. And I just can't look, it's killing me, taking control. Jealousy, turning saints into the sea, turning through sick lullabies, joking on your alibis. Guess that's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Will open up my eager eyes, 'cause I'm Mr. Brightside. Thanks. You know, I was thinking of witty banter for this all day. Then you get up here and then you realize, yeah, that's not happening. Then you forget it all, so it's definitely not happening. This is my last one. Please feel free to sing a little bit. Please leave all overcoats, canes, and top hats with the doorman. From that moment, she'll be out of place and underdressed. I'm wrecking this evening already and loving every minute of it, ruining this banquet for the mildly inspiring. And please leave all overcoats, canes, and top hats with the doorman. From that moment, she'll be out of place and underdressed. I'm wrecking this evening already and loving every minute of it, ruining this banquet for the mildly inspiring. And when you're in black slacks with accentuating off-white pinstripes, whoa, everything goes according to plan. Love the new cancer, never look better, you can't stand it. Because you say so under your breath, your reading lips, when did he get all confident? Haven't you heard that? I'm the new cancer, never look better, and you can't stand it. This is a trip to the ladies' room in vain, and I bet you just can't keep up with these fashionistas. And tonight you are a whispering campaign. But to them your name is cheap. I bet to them you look like shh. Talk to a mirror, I'll choke back tears and keep telling yourself that I'm a diva. Oh, and the smoke's in that cigarette box on the table, they just so happen to be laced with nitroglycerin. I'm the new cancer, never look better, you can't stand it. Because I say it so under your breath, you're reading lips. When did he get all confident? Haven't you heard that? I'm the new cancer, never look better, and you can't stand it. Haven't you heard that I'm the new cancer? I've never looked better and you can't stand it. Haven't you heard that I'm the new cancer? I've never looked better and you can't stand it. And I know, it just doesn't feel like a night out with no sizing you up. I've never been so surreptitious, so of course to be distracted when I spike in the punch. And I know, it just doesn't feel like a night out with no one sizing you up. I've never been so surreptitious, so of course to be distracted when I spike the punch. And I know, it just doesn't feel like a night out with no one sizing you up. I've never been so surreptitious, so of course to be distracted when I spike the punch. Thanks.
All right, let's hear it for Jesse one more time. Fun fact, Panic at the Disco was the first concert that I attended as a young child. It was awesome. Okay, so we've got 2 more acts left tonight. There's plenty of room if anyone's feeling brave. We're going to go with Riley and then Michaela, and then unfortunately we'll have to be done unless somebody wants to get up on stage and do something fun. All right, so let's welcome Riley to the stage, and we're going to get him all set up. I apologize for Jesse's sound errors. That was my fault. It's my first day. All right, welcome, Riley.
Thank you. Ready?
If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. You know that ghost is me, and I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can see. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. Just like a paperback novel, the kind the drugstores sell. When you reach the part where the heartaches come, the hero would be me. But heroes often fail, and you won't read that book again, because the ending's just too hard to take. I'd walk away like a movie star who gets burned in a 3-way script. Enter number 2, a movie queen to play the scene of bringing all the good things out in me. If you could read my mind, love, what a tale my thoughts could tell. just like an old-time movie about a ghost from a wishing well, in a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet. The story always ends, and if you read between the lines, you'll know that I'm just trying to understand the feelings that you lack. I never thought I could act this way. I've got to say that I just don't get it. I don't know where we went wrong, but the feeling's gone, and I just can't get it back. Thank you. This next one is by a 70s band called Big Star. Won't you let me walk you home from school? Won't you let me meet you at the pool? Maybe Friday I can get tickets for the dance, and I'll take you. Ooh. Won't you tell your dad, get off my back? Tell him what we said about painted black. Rock and roll is here to stay. Come inside where it's okay, and I'll shake you. Ooh. Won't you tell me what you're thinking of? Would you be an outlaw for my love? If it's so, then let me know. If it's no, then I can go. I won't make you. Ooh. Thank you. Got one more. This is Jim Croce. Uptown got its hustlers, the Bowery got its bums. 42nd Street got Big Jim, a Walker, he's a pool shooting son of a gun. Yeah, he's big and dumb as a man can come, but he's stronger than a country horse. And when the bad folks all get together at night, you know they all call Big Jim boss just because. They say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off that old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, out of South Alabama come a country boy. He said, I'm looking for a man named Jim. I'm a bull shooting boy, my name is Willie McCoy. Down home they call me Slim. Hey, I'm looking for the king of 42nd Street, driving no drop-top Cadillac. Last week he took all my money, and it may sound funny, but I come to get my money back. And everybody say, Jack, don't you know, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off that old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Jim. Well, a hush fell over the pool room. The Jimmy come popping in off the street. And when the cutting was done, the only part that wasn't bloody was the soles of the big man's feet. Yeah, he was cutting about 100 places, and he was shot in a couple more. And you better believe I sung a different kind of story when Big Jim hit the floor. And they say you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off that old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off that old Lone Ranger, and you don't mess around with Slim. Thank you.
All right, so let's hear it again for Riley. That was awesome. So we have one final act tonight, Michaela, who's going to play her ukulele for us.
Don't listen to a word I
that she was gone. Is she a fairy? Did she just disappear? That was awesome. All right. Hey, guys, I don't have any more acts for you tonight, unfortunately. So last call. Family friendly. PG-13.
That's possible. I don't know how to play Freebird. I'm sorry. So hello. I may be known as Joe. That's my name. I was here once before. I did some vulgar rapping, and they made a rule, I guess, now. You know, that was kind of my fallback, was I had a song, but, you know, it doesn't work now. So I guess I'll talk to you about spiders. Spiders are a fantastic creature. They are good people. For a lot of my life, I didn't like spiders. I was scared. And then I was very scared. And then I wasn't so scared. So in our bathroom at my dad's house, because my parents are split, we had like a ton of spiders. I don't know how to describe the numbers in a good way. I guess I thought of something. One night I killed 2 spiders when I went to the bathroom. I went back to my room for a while, and I went to the bathroom later that night, and there was 4 spiders. They had regenerated and multiplied like a hydra. It was... And then, I don't know what came over me, but I saw a small spider, like this big maybe, and I made friends with it. And it got sucked into the fan later that night. It was very sad. But that just sparked something in me. I was interested in spiders now and not afraid of them. And, you know, I didn't use the vacuum on them anymore. Like, now if I had to kill one, I would use toilet paper. I was that much of a man. And, well, then I looked at the internet and looked at spiders. There's a spider, a type of spider. They wear water droplets on them as fancy hats. It's cool. And I'll strike that one. That's not so PG-13. I mean, if you heard of the Brazilian wandering spider, you know what it does. Yeah. I mean, that's... And then, wait, that one, you can find that one in bananas. I've worked with a guy. I say I've worked with him. I was the groomsman in his wedding. But I worked with a guy once. And he works for a food company. And they had some of them in a bunch of bananas. They had spiders in there, Brazilian wandering spiders. So, you know, they could get you in even Minnesota. And then another spider you can find on bananas is brown recluses, which is one of, like, the 4 spiders that can kill you. They'll sometimes, like, have a nest on spiders. So if you buy, I think it's Chiquita brand bananas, check them. Because they sometimes get on those ones because their screening process isn't so good. You know, there is a legend in Africa that there is a spider the size of a dog. And I thought that'd be really interesting as like a pet, because just think about a spider that big on your ceiling. Imagine somebody breaks in and just sees that. But they went and they couldn't find one on the documentary. They also had that picture of like the 2 camel spiders that it's popular. I think Army or Marines found them in Iraq or Iran, one of the 2. And it was a popular image. I hate to use this word, but it was viral. And it's like, look at how big these spiders are. They're like the size of this guy's cat or thigh. And then, like, they did, like, a thing. It's like, oh, wait, it's closer to his sleeve. They're only about 3 inches. So if you ever see that image, you know how big they are. Something else about spiders. Oh, yeah, there's another good one. So there is a spider called a daddy longlegs, which isn't the spider people see in their houses. The thing that people see in their houses is just a generic arachnid called a harvestman. It isn't technically a spider because of the way its thorax, abdomen is composed, and it doesn't spin webs. It's lazy and goes to other spiders' webs and just freeloads in them. It's actually usually, since it's bigger than other spiders, I think it like fights them out. I can't. Citation needed on that one. My second year of college, that's cool. Thanks. I had a story about that. So, in my economics class, the guy, he was talking about like a curve, you know, to describe, that way, to describe an economic function. And he's like, okay, to find the slope of this, you need to find the tangent line. And then I go to physics, and he draws a curve. And he's like, to find the slope at this point, you need to find the tangent line. And then what do you know? I go to calculus. You need to find the tangent line. I'm going to the same 3 classes in a row. It's been that way for 2 weeks. And in my English class, which is online, he didn't post the due dates to the discussion. I did the first month's worth in a day because I thought they were all due tomorrow. He's an interesting guy, my English teacher, from what I've gathered. I looked him up on Rate My Professor, and apparently he just basically uses the course to sell his own books. Like, I opened up the list of books, you know. First book, Rex Veeder. Second book, Rex Veeder. Optional book, Rex Veeder. I don't know what's going on there. Apparently he only teaches online now because he... No, wait, he might not teach only. He does things in public. He has meetings in public. But he had an interesting story. Apparently he had a cardiac arrest and was a rare survivor. I just think that's neat. Started driving a manual. That's fun. 2 days ago, I was coming home, and a stoplight was out. So it's like in Alway, you know. I didn't kill it, and there's a line of like 20 people. I'm proud of myself. Well, that's my life story.
All right, so that's technically all we have tonight. Make sure you check out, we've got classes coming up. All of our programming is gearing up. September is kind of the kickoff. We've got adult art classes, we've got kid art classes, we've got concerts, we have open mic night. The next open mic night is going to be on Thursday, October 6th, so make sure you put it on your calendars. First Thursday of the month, every month we're going to be here, except maybe November because we have dinner theater. I'm not really sure about that. I'll get back to you on that next week or next month. So make sure you come and check out Jason Schomer if you want to. Alan Goddage and the Sundown Band is going to be here. We've got lots of fun stuff. So if you want a flyer to help you remember, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook. And thank you guys for coming. We couldn't do it without you guys. So thanks for being awesome, an awesome audience, super supportive. And we'll see you guys on October 6th.